So today is another beautiful day in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is summer of 2021, as we all know. Coronavirus is freaking taking over. I have been in this garage like every day and I don't have a job right now. My friends are turboing their cars and they need a bunch of stuff made. They both need an oil catch can for their turbo system. Turbo catch can goes from your valve cover to the can, back into your intake. It's basically an inline filter for the oil to get caught, so it doesn't go back into your engine and it burns. As you can see on this one, my brother, that's about halfway full with that little, like, I don't know what you would call that, level indicator right there. And this oil catch can is way too small. Like, it doesn't vent enough for this engine. Dude, it's nowhere near. It's nowhere close to how much it needs to vent. And I've been looking up ones that will properly vent, and dude, they're super expensive. Since I have this aluminum TIG welder and my buddy also needs one, I'm going to make them. I'm gonna at least make two. And I have a good design like built up in my head, and I made kind of like a cardboard prototype, I guess you would call it. Anyway, I'm gonna make two oil catch cans and we're gonna test them out, beat the crap out of them, make sure they actually work good. This may be like the first video of this whole like catch can thing. I don't know if you want to call it like a business, but dude, I'm gonna sell these things, especially if they work, and I'm gonna document everything. I'm gonna document how they work, how the baffle like system works. They're gonna have 10 AN lines on them, which is a big enough hose to like properly vent the engine so it doesn't blow seals, blow the oil dipstick out. That's a serious problem with boosted engines. You have to vent the valve cover good, like your crankcase ventilation. It has to be vented super good, and you need a filter in line that goes from your intake to your valve cover. What's up, guys? So today is a new day. Yesterday, I'm so hyped right now. I got this tank. Now I have more argon to weld with my aluminum TIG welder that I just got, and I got a sheet of aluminum. And this is 80 thousandths thick, which is 2 mil. And I'm gonna start designing up a catch can. It's pretty thick, like it's a lot thicker than honestly I thought it was gonna be, but that's gonna make it weld a lot easier, and it's gonna be a little bit more stout for bracketry in order to like mount it to your engine bay somewhere. So what I got here is a bunch of cardboard, and obviously I started measuring stuff. I'm gonna start making up like a prototype catch can. So I've been sitting here for probably like 2 hours now, looking up all my parts that I need to make a catch can, and I also built a catch can. So I'm gonna show you guys what I got, my design of the little baffle on the inside of the catch can, how big this thing is, dude, everything. So basically, this is what I got for my catch can. Going to your intake, going to your valve cover, and these don't matter which way it goes because I have it designed on the inside the exact same. So I'm thinking of 2 mounts right here with probably just like 6 or 8 mil holes in the center of this. I'll probably radius this off just to kind of make it a little bit more appealing. I made it 12 by 8 centimeters. 12 by 8, which is about 5 by 3.5. It's properly sized. I think it's like a good size. It's not too big. It's not like, that's my iPhone 10. What I got going on in here, obviously this is a plate with two 10 AN fittings. This is where it gets fun. I have, let me pull one of these out. This is gonna be a piece of aluminum and the ends are cut. So there's gonna be that hole right there that the air can sneak through. And there's also gonna be that hole in the corner. So I'm thinking as this air is coming in, this is right here, and this hole is right in the center of that. There's gonna come in, smack this, and then it's gonna have to sneak through these 2 holes on the side plus the corners, and it's gonna bounce around all in here. And this other one is gonna be on the other side, the exact same thing. So the air is gonna come in, it's gonna come in them, and it's gonna hit the, it's gonna be hitting all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be tumbling like crazy. And it's also gonna hit the top because there's gonna be a cover over this, and then it's gonna go back out the other hole on this cover. So I made these the exact same, so it doesn't matter which way you put these on. If it's more convenient one way, you can put, you know, intake, valve cover, whatever orientation you want with that. So I'm going to test this by getting my brother's old secondary air injection pump, which freaking pumps out some air, and I'm going to have a line, a little oil like teed into the line, and I'm going to introduce oil in there, and that's going to cause a mist, and the mist is going to blow in one, out the other, and I'm going to see how well this thing catches the oil. Also, on the front of this, I was crunching numbers and advantages, disadvantages to having a style like this with the two push to connect fittings and the hose right there, or just having a sight glass, like a window. And the window I think is going to be a better option because, well, I'm going to put it there. You got a little bit of room before you start seeing it. Once you start seeing it, you need to drain it, which I'm going to have a drain valve on the bottom of this thing. So if it had two of these push to connect fittings like this, that is way more prone to get ripped off of there, or you're pulling your engine and this is going to freaking, dude, it's going to fall off. This is also more expensive too, so that's another reason why I kinda might just do the window. Also, the window gives you a big access point to the inside of this box. For example, this is a 1/2 inch MPT thread. It's huge, dude, it's big. So if a bung for this is in that, then you're gonna be able to take this thing off, fill it up with water. You're also gonna have the two on top. So you're gonna be able to fill that up, you're gonna be able to shake this thing around, and this is gonna be like a big spot where you can get like a toothbrush or whatever else you want to get in there to clean this thing out. Because, or if your engine, you know, went and you threw a bunch of metal like shavings, mist, anything into this thing, you will be able to clean it out a lot easier with the 1/2 NPT thread and the side of this. Actually, it'll be bigger than that, and the side of this versus two of these little 1/8 inch MPT. Them are about a 10 mil hole. This is probably like close to a 20 mil hole, 25 mil hole. It's huge. So that's another reason I'm going with the window. Also, I'm gonna put a valve on the bottom of this, and I'm gonna give you guys 2 feet of hose, which you're gonna be able to like route down below your car to a convenient spot where you can crack the valve loose and then put your little cup under there, drain pan, whatever, and collect the oil that is filled up inside of this oil catch can. So that's gonna be like super convenient for you to be able to drain this thing. Dude, it's gonna be freaking awesome. I think this will be a super good like option for people to have as far as catch cans go, because no one really like is documenting how they're made and what they look like and testing them. So this one is gonna be also like cheaper compared to the $300, you know, whatever name oil catch cans you can buy, and you have no idea how they work. I'm making these in my garage. I just bought this gas. I got a huge sheet of aluminum over here that is also bought in the USA, if anyone cares about that. So I bought a huge sheet of aluminum that's 2 mil thick, and I'm going to be bending all this stuff and shearing all this stuff right here on the shear that I bought. I made all the brackets to hold this thing up, and I also have some press brake tooling to bend anything that I want for this aluminum, and I just bought a welder. So basically you guys will be helping a guy out, and I am currently in the middle of a trip that I'm driving my van across the country to all 50 states, and I do not have a job currently, so you'll be funding that too. And you'll be getting like a way better catch can than you can buy because you actually know how it's made. Easily by next week I will be testing this thing out and seeing how it goes. If my brother's car was together, if he would freaking get a move on, I could put it in that and we could like for real test it, which I'll probably do. I'll put it in my brother's VR6 Turbo MK4 Jetta, and my buddy also has a Miata that we'll be able to test these things on before I make a bunch more and sell them. So we will know for sure if they work. Let me know what you guys think about this, and if it looks good. I'm sure there's gonna be haters talking about how this isn't gonna work and you need a little filter in there. I tried these kind of filters, but they're way too restrictive. These are super restrictive. I thought about putting one of these on the bottom of like, you know, the fitting, and it's just, these don't flow that much. And you need to have these things flow good, and you need to have them routed back into your intake system so it sucks the oil out of your crankcase. A lot of guys have these filtered oil catch cans with like 2 big filters on here, and them work. But your engine, when it's running, there's a bunch of crap going on, and in your crankcase, there's oil mist. And if that mist is not sucked out and back into your intake, then it's gonna be chilling in there. And the mist that's chilling down inside of there has fuel on it, because the pressure from your combustion chamber blow-bys past your rings, which picks up fuel along the way, and the mist that's down in there has fuel all over it. The more it's staying down in there, the more it gets into your oil and contaminates it, so you're freaking just shortening your oil life. If it's sucked out of there through your intake, then you constantly have a vacuum, like it's drawing out of there. And if you have a good catch can, it'll catch that and route back in your intake, and it'll run good. And your oil lasts longer because you have a vacuum pulling out that old crap oil that was blowing past your rings. Fuel's all atomized in there. Dude, you gotta get that crap out. And I see all these guys running these filters on these. And dude, I just don't think them work that good, because you need it sucked out of your engine. So that's my theory on that. I don't know, I could be full of crap, but that's logical and the most reasonable like theory I've been able to come up with. So I'm making mine like this. If you guys like this, definitely stick around and watch me test it, watch me make it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I will have a somewhat of a aluminum sample welded up and ready to test.